Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about some of the criteria that we have to follow before answering any nursing exams like DHA, HAR, NCLEX RN, Prometric exam, or any nursing exam. Sometimes we may think how these questions are constructed based on what. Okay, so these all questions arise for me also because it's very difficult to answer if we don't know what is the basic. Yes, so today I'm going to discuss some of the points to remember how you are going to answer the question depending on what criteria. Okay, it's me, Hema, from nursing tutorial, divine nursing tutorial. Okay, what are the points that we have to remember before doing any nursing exams? Okay, in any nursing exams, it may be hard, DHA, NCLEX RN, or any prometric exam. The question are written to address the level of cognitive ability, okay, underline cognitive ability and the client needs. Okay, these 2 points you have to remember. What? Level of cognitive ability and client needs. Okay, when it comes to level of cognitive ability, it includes knowledge, understanding, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, evaluating, and creating. Okay, so the practice of nursing requires complex. Complex is many. Okay, we have to apply many things when we giving care to the patients. Okay, and also thought processing, it's right. And critical thinking in decision making. Nowadays we follow evidence based practice, right? So these all includes. Okay. The most important is critical thinking in decision making. Okay. So the next one is we are going to see client needs. So there are four major criteria that we have to follow. That is all client needs. The first one comes to safety and effective environment. Okay, safety and effective environment. In safety and effective environment, there are subcategories like a management of care and safety and infection control. Okay, there are two. It's two are very important. Most of the questions asked from management of care and safety and infection control. In NCLEX exam, okay, most of the questions come from management of care and the safety and infection control because these all criteria made. Why? To protect the patient, to prevent any harm to the patient or to protect healthcare providers. Okay, so we have to follow these all criteria. The next criteria is health promotion and maintenance, that is 6 to 12 percentage. The question is 6 to 12 percentage. The third one is psychosocial care integrity, 6 to 12%. And the fourth one, physiological integrity. In physiological integrity, there are four sub-criteria. Number one, basic care and comfort, 6 to 12%, and pharmacological and parenteral therapies, 12 to 18%. Reduction of risk potential is 9 to 15 percentage. The last one is physiological adaptation. So these all criteria. They are going to construct the questions. Okay, from all this, think this is like a syllabus for the exam. Okay, test plan. Okay, these all the test includes the test plan. And the next thing is when we understand these points. Okay, management of care is very big topic, right? And the safety and infection control also very big topic. So all the questions asked from based on this four criteria. There are categories, major categories and subcategories. And then again, in physiological integrity, there are four subcategories. So I'm going to do one question with you based on level of cognitive ability. Okay. Here, the nurse notes blanching, coolness, and edema at the peripheral intravenous site. Okay. On the basis of the findings, the nurse should implement which action? Okay, read the questions carefully. Read the question carefully. The nurse notes blanching, coolness, and edema at the peripheral intravenous IV site. On the basis of these findings, the nurse should implement which action? Number 1, remove the IV. 2, apply warm compress. 3, check for blood return. 4, measure the area of infiltration. Okay, you have 4 options. So what is the question you ask? Just read. Okay, now you are with a patient who has IV cannula, infusion ongoing. Okay, and then you find the patient has cool, when you touch it's cool, and you can see there is an edema and then a blanching. So what you will do, you know these all what? Normal or abnormal symptoms? So abnormal, right? So the nurse should implement which action? Here nursing action comes. Read the question properly. You must know the subject. You have all the symptoms here: blanching, coolness, edema. This all for what? And also the peripheral IV site, right? And based on this findings, the nurse should implement which action? Nursing action here. What you're going to do first, okay? One is remove the IV, apply warm compress, check for blood return, measure of area of infiltration. What is your answer? And what it is? What you understand seeing all these symptoms? Here is the critical thinking that you have to apply. You are going to decide something what you are going to do first. Are you going to continue the IV fluid or IV medication after noticing all these symptoms? Are you going to apply warm compress? What you are going to do? Answer is 1. What you will do? You will remove the IV cannula, right? You remove the IV cannula. So answer, this question require that you focus the data in the question. You see the data, what patient is having. You just check the data. Blanching is there, coolness are there, edema is there. Where? In peripheral intravenous site. You know already the data. And determine the client experiencing an infiltration, and you find there is an edema, right? There is an edema also there. So you determine the client is experiencing an infiltration. Next, you need to consider the harmful effect of infiltration. Okay, you must have the knowledge what will have if the patient is having infiltration. Okay, it will damage the surrounding tissue, right? See, next you need to consider the harmful effects of infiltration and determine the action to implement, because infiltration can be damaging the surrounding tissue, right? So what you will do to prevent harm, you are going to remove the IV, right? To prevent further damage to the surrounding tissue. So here we are going to use critical thinking and decision making. This depends on level of cognitivity level. Okay, so these are the criteria you have to know. First I'm going to say that is there are 4 criteria. The major criteria are safety and effective environment. Under safety and effective environment, management of care is there, safety and infection control. And second one is health promotion and maintenance, psychosocial integrity, physiological integrity. Under physiological integrity you have again 4 subcategories: basic care and comfort, pharmacological and parenteral therapies, reduction of risk potential, physiological adaptation. Okay, and one more thing, level of cognitive ability, right? So depending on these criteria, they are going to construct the questions. Understand? So for today this is what you are going to learn. So Next time I'm going to take revise some of the questions depending on safety and other client needs. Okay. Thank you so much. God bless you.